This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
I already noticed the domination is going to be slow today. The show sheet still says February 13th, even though it's February 20th. We're going to adjust that right now. So you and I can see it, Bodie, and Austin. We can all see it. It's Tito. It's Austin Ward. It's Bodie Wells. Attack and dominate on this Friday.
You were fired up, though.
I was.
Not for the show sheet, just to be in here.
Yes. Yes. I'm always fired up to be in here. This is, I skip in here every day. I don't skip Mossack. I mean, I just skip, though, is what I do. Big show lineup for you. You might say to yourself, hey, Carpenter's on the cruise. No, Carpenter, you're wrong. We'll get some Bobby Carpenter, some sound from the news from the cruise.
Finally.
News from the cruise.
News and booze from the cruise. Maybe.
There's a good chance of that.
Okay. We get that. You might say, oh, AJ's on the cruise. We're going to get AJ Hawk with Bobby Carpenter also in the final segment. You can ask AJ if you want to, but he's not going to answer because it's recorded.
Well, unless it's the same thing that Bob decided to ask him.
That's true. Right. Maybe Bobby will ask him what his favorite ice cream is.
But you teased at the end of the Thursday Morning Juice
what did I
show
tease?
That AJ wasn't going to be on.
I know. I lied.
So you have to.
I'm a liar.
Everyone that you set the expectation low,
right?
And now you've exceeded it. Over deliver.
That's what I do. Under promise, over deliver. That's the other tattoo on the small of my back. 2 full hours.
Crowded down there.
There's a lot down there. There's a lot down there. 2 full hours here. I'll show you sometime. But here on YouTube, the fan app. Now we'll do it on the YouTube chat. The fan app, HD3. You can download the show anytime and catch us 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Also, we are live on Facebook and Twitter. Morning Juice, sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. Like I said, a very big show lined up for you today with the news and booze from the cruise. That's a great T-shirt also. We'll have that. We'll hear from Carp a few times throughout the show. Ohio State men's basketball plays Sparty Sunday at 1 o'clock. Are we calling it a must compete, must win, must not lose? Because there's a difference. I know Jardy has pointed out there's a difference between must win and must not lose. But anyway, how would you, if you could put a title on this game, Austin, what would you place it at?
This would be a major bonus game. I don't think anyone. Well, I can't say that. I talked to 10 TV's Jacob Reimer.
Yes.
Earlier in the week, and I was giving him credit for nailing the prediction.
Yep.
6:40 in the morning on Tuesday that Ohio State would beat Wisconsin.
Yes.
I don't think he said he would beat them like a drum.
He didn't say like a drum. No.
He just said they would win the game. He was very confident. He apparently,
yes,
this isn't a new development, has been saying that this Michigan State team and this Michigan State game is gettable for the Buckeyes. So it feels like he's trending towards confidence. And if Jacob Reimer says that, then I'm on board.
Yes.
But if you looked at this breakdown when it was the final 10 games, when it was the final 8 games, the last couple of weeks, every time we're looking at how can they get to 7-3 down the stretch, or at this point, can they go 3-2? Would that be good enough to get into the tournament? I don't think most expectations are you're going to go on the road to East Lansing and beat Tom Izzo and the Spartans. Don't think that was in the calculus for most people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really there. I think you're right if you're competitive. Now, the selection committee is not really looking at did you play a tough game and then just come up short against Michigan State. There's too many games for college basketball to break it down like that the way we do for football. But if you at least give yourself a chance to steal one, if you compete for 40 minutes, who knows how the ball will bounce. It would be a major, major bonus, maybe even bordering on securing a spot, Tito.
I think so. I think if they get a win here, I think that would secure a spot. I believe it would. If they can get a win on the road against Sparty, I think that would lock them in. But that'll be Sunday at 1 o'clock. Also, the OSU women, Sunday at 1 o'clock, the OSU women play. They host USC at 2 o'clock on Sunday. Cavs beat Brooklyn 112-84 last night.
You've been looking forward to that one all week.
The women of USC, look, they got to break a 2-game losing streak, which they lost 2 games. One I understand, the other one I don't understand, but that's okay. The U.S. women won the gold in hockey. Overtime.
Domination.
The men are still alive. They're in the semifinals, but it's today. Is that correct?
Yeah, 3:10 this afternoon.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. Hopefully another.
I don't know that Bodie's ever been as locked in for anything as Olympic hockey.
He didn't say this afternoon. He said 310. Like he knows. He's got it right.
It's like,
there.
What are you talking about?
I'm an American, Tito.
You are an American. That's it's very true on that one.
He's leaving as soon as we're done here to go stake out a spot. Yeah, he's ready to rock.
I just fly over there.
Over there at the R bar. They got some. I took my then 13-year-old son or 12-year-old son when they played. There was World Hockey Championship. I don't think it was the Olympics. But I went to the R bar for like a 6 a.m. watch party with him. I took him over there.
I bet he was really fired up to be up at 6 a.m.
He loved it. No, he was excited. He woke me up and said, "Hey, can we go?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, fine, we'll go." Over at the R
Surely
bar.
that was the Olympics. Would they have done any of
Don't
the
call
World
me
Hockey?
Shirley. It might have been. No, I don't what it was, but it was a shootout at the end, and I think that I'm trying to think of who scored for the U.S. There was somebody who scored. I remember him going like the whole place went nuts. U.S. won the game. I'm gonna have to look it up now on the break.
Ruzioni?
I don't think it was Ruzioni.
No.
I don't
Okay.
think he was 12 or 13 and 80. Maybe I'm wrong. Like as you get older, everything meshes together. I don't know. Anyway, I'll look that up because I'm sure everyone's dying to know what exactly I'm talking about. As of right now, though, as I look up more history, Bodie's going to make me smarter with some other history.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor,
Bodie
Bobby
Wells.
Carpenter.
All right, guys. Best day of the week, Friday, February 20th, 2026. The 51st day of the year. 314 days left until 2027. I got nothing for you, 51. I'm not going to lie to you. Nothing comes to mind. So we'll just roll along here.
What was the number?
51.
51?
Takeo Spikes?
Was Takeo Spikes 51?
Was it 51? I don't know.
Sure.
I got to look. There's
Yeah,
another
probably,
tab.
right?
Let
Sounds
me do
about
another
right.
tab. Okay, go ahead.
Some events. We'll start all the way back in 1792. The Postal Service Act, establishing the United States Post Office Department, is signed by U.S. President George Washington. 1839, pretty good one here. Good
Dick
call on
Butkus,
this
51.
Wednesday. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Randy Johnson.
Okay. The big unit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know him better than I do. Ichiro, Trevor Hoffman, Jim Ringo's on this list. Sam Mills. Go ahead.
guy
Bernie
from the
Williams. I don't know. Jonathan Vilma.
All right. I
Go
liked
ahead.
Randy Johnson.
All right, that's fine.
1839, U.S. Congress made dueling in Washington, D.C. a felony, punishable by up to 10 years of hard labor.
Why?
Probably a good call there. Although sometimes I feel like we should bring it back. There's some people I'd like to duel. Maybe I'd die, but maybe I'd take them with me. So,
It's a 50-50 shot.
That's fair.
1865, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, also known as MIT, forms the first U.S. collegiate architectural school. 1959, a 16-year-old Jimi Hendrix makes his stage debut in Seattle. He was fired from the band after just the first set due to his quote-unquote wild playing.
Oh.
I think they lost. I think he won that
I
one
think
there.
so, too.
Turns out the people were begging
Yes,
for
they
wild
need some
guitar.
wildness from Mr. Hendrix. 1962, while aboard the Friendship 7, John Glenn, the great Ohioan, becomes the first American to orbit the Earth. He makes 3 orbits in 4 hours and 55 minutes.
I thought he just built airports.
I thought you too, yeah.
Did a lot of things. 1971, how about this one? In a terrifying technical snafu, radio and TV transmissions go dead after the National Emergency Warning Center accidentally messages that a nuclear attack had begun.
Yes.
That sounds pretty terrifying. Something to laugh about later on, for
I
sure.
know,
but
yes. When things like that happen, yes.
At the moment, that was probably like, well, son of a gun.
How long did it last?
I don't know.
I wonder, because we've all got our things like, you know what, if I know I've got 5 minutes to live or 10 minutes to live, I'm doing this. I wonder if
Looting.
okay, no, why would you loot? No, I'm saying maybe all of a sudden, though, you like go to that, you go to somebody else who you may have been attracted to. Hey, look, we got 10 minutes left. Let's just, and then and it's like, oh, wait, I'm still married, and it wasn't true. Like, there's some awkwardness there. Like, you know what? I want to tell
what are
you.
you referring to, Tito?
Or if you tell somebody, like, hey, look, we got 10 minutes left. I'll tell you, this is how I really feel about you.
Yeah.
You quit your job or whatever. You like call your boss, say, I've hated you all this time. And then it's like, well.
Tito's got a lot of ideas for his last 10 minutes.
I do.
don't know how you're going to squeeze it all in.
Good news. A very, very quick AI overview on Google says that
Can't
this
be wrong.
lasted 40 minutes.
Oh.
So you got plenty of
I
time.
Now 4 times as much time.
I got something to say to you.
You got a lot of people to get to.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
That's a
Plenty of
lot of
time
high
to
school
do it.
girlfriends to track down.
Yes. Look out, Kelsey.
A couple baseball ones here. In 1986, LA Dodgers Oral Hershiser is the first to win $1 million in salary by arbitration. And then, Tigers pitcher just broke 30
Oh,
million, I
yeah,
think
it was Tarek Skubal.
Yeah. Another baseball one here. And then another air quotes big contract at the time, and guys are making a little bit more than this now. 1997, San Francisco Giants outfielder Barry Bonds signs a record 2-year, $22.9 million contract.
What a steal.
No kidding. And 2011, 20-year-old Trevor Bayne wins the 53rd running of the Daytona 500. In doing so, he becomes the youngest winner ever to win the race before he even turned 21. Hopefully, they didn't have the champagne afterwards. Not allowed to do that.
No, you milk 7,500.
I was working at the Knoxville News
It
Sentinel
was
at
the
that
Daytona
time.
500.
I know, yeah, so I didn't get twice.
Okay.
Milk 7,500. I said milk. Go ahead.
Trevor Bayne was from Knoxville, and just on a whim, like our sports editors like, well, do one of you guys want to go cover the Daytona 500? And I was like, no, I sure don't. He's a rookie.
Right.
Like, what? And basically, so the other guy, my sidekick on the beat, is like, sure, I'll do it. He spent 2 weeks in Daytona, like following around Trevor Bayne,
nice.
writing about his first experience. He's this 21-year-old going into the Daytona 500,
Right.
qualifying everything else, and then he wins. He's like, oh my God, what? Why are we here? And then he wins all kinds of awards, and I'm like, huh.
Could have been you.
I made a really good decision there.
Look, anytime someone says, do you want to go cover, just say yes. Before they finish the sentence, say yes. You don't have to do it anymore.
I was coming off of football season. It's like, I would like to use my vacation now. Tennessee football really wears you down.
I'm sure.
But, and it's because it never ends, because they would also have 1 million players arrested every offseason. So I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'll let him have this. But, and now he covers the Cleveland Browns. So he really parlayed it into a lucrative career.
Lucrative's kind of cover the Browns. If you're covering the Browns, are you really a reporter? I don't think so. No offense to that guy. No, I'm just saying, no
That's a
offense.
little harsh.
No offense, but they're not an NFL team. You're just
because you say with all due respect doesn't mean you can say whatever you want.
Deshaun, how's that Achilles?
Sure as hell does. It's in the Geneva Conventions.
Yes, it does.
And then last one here, guys, a little bit of music on this date just a couple years ago in 2024. Beyonce becomes the first black female artist to top Billboard's Hot Country Songs chart with her country single Texas Hold'em.
This ain't Texas, ain't no Hold'em. So lay your cards down, 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 down. So pocket.
I don't think I
Pretty
ever heard
catchy
that
tune.
song.
Really?
Yeah, I've never heard it.
Never? Ever?
I don't
it's
think
not
there's a
on
country
my
song.
Spotify playlist, but it's a catchy tune. I like Beyonce.
I love Beyonce.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. No, I do.
I said like.
If you had
said
40,
love.
had 40 minutes left,
Guess who's getting a phone call to tell her how much
Yo,
she
B.
let me get through.
It's Tito from the fan.
Let me get through to Beyonce real quick.
That happens on Twitter.
Some
You know me.
birthdays today. A
Google
man
me.
that unfortunately is no longer with us, but born on this date in 1967. Former lead singer of Nirvana. That'd be Kurt Cobain.
I'm not going to sing this. Okay, I lied. I did sing a little bit of it.
Passed in 1994. due to
Nirvana
a
guy. You're probably a Nirvana guy,
gunshot
right?
wound.
Yeah, I love Nirvana.
They're
no Nickelback. but
Alleged. Alleged
Yeah,
self-inflicted.
I
I've heard
I
rumors.
learned not too long ago, actually, that apparently there are some people think that wasn't suicide. Somebody
Right.
killed him. I never knew. Learn something new every day.
The biggest rumor I heard was Elvis killed him, which I think is awkward.
That would be.
Yes, that'd be quite the scandal.
Nobody
Yes,
knows
it
where
would.
Tupac was.
Exactly.
Right.
Maybe OJ did it. But he
If
would
he
never
did
kill
it.
him.
If he did it. If
If he
OJ
did it.
did it, he'd write a book
How
about
would
it.
he
If
do it?
OJ.
Big birthday here.
Uh-oh.
Can't
Notre
decide
Dame.
if he can't decide better NBA career or better broadcasting career, but the 11-time All-NBAer, Hall of Famer, probably the best player to never win a title, unfortunately, but Mr. Chuck, Charles Barkley, turning 63 years old today.
Charles Barkley would pick Krispy Kreme donuts for the first pick.
Well, look at your fat ass, too. Don't you sit me talking about, put that dude picture back up. Do not go to commercial break. I'm telling you the truth. I think it's a great city. I think they got the best organization in the NBA. But they do have some big old women down there. I mean, come on now.
Charles Barkley really said the Clippers weren't contenders.
Well, let me tell you something, Manuel. I've been poor. I've been rich. I've been fat. I've been skinny, I've been old, I've been in the Hall of Fame, and one thing I can always tell you, the Clippers have always sucked. Oh, no, yes, that's my man. He wakes me up every morning. Huh? Lost the bet, I guess. Had to give up the jersey. Oh, my goodness. Lost the bet. Jesus. Is that a cadaver? What? I'm not scared of that dude. Yeah, we can't beat that dude in Golden State. A Happy Meal wouldn't hurt the brother. Got 51, man. I got back. Oh, man, he a Happy Meal.
He had 51 points.
He would have had 55. He had a hamburger. Damn.
That show is so good. There was that could have went on much longer than a minute.
Yeah. Barkley, when you looked at media back when Barkley was playing and the way people did pregame shows and studio shows, all that kind of stuff, and you never would have thought Barkley would end up being as lovable as he is.
Right.
When he's throwing a guy through a window, when he's spitting towards fans, all that kind of stuff, you know, the I'm not a role model, he got a lot of flack for that as well. But, it's right. But to see
he was speaking the truth.
He was. But the transformation, I don't say transformation, but just because he hasn't changed. He's still the same guy that threw the guy through the plate glass window. He's still that guy. But he hasn't changed, but the way we want to consume our media has changed. And it's what he has done, everything he's done. God, and he's got such great insights. He's talked about being the governor of Alabama. I wish he would run for governor.
I think the way that he approaches it with that sense of humor and no filter really, as you touched on, Tito, that changed the way a lot of the pregame shows and postgame coverage was presented, where it was always very straightforward and largely news and fact-based and not as much opinion or a good time. Kudos to him for doing that. And, you know, I don't watch a lot of the NBA on TNT or whatever, wherever it is now, Prime Video.
Prime, it's out there, interwebs.
It's on ESPN.
Okay,
but I know that he did a really great job revolutionizing the space.
I think Biddle hates him.
Does he?
Biddle hates him, but by the way, that was a very high-pitched does he. It's not like you're going through puberty. Does he?
Well,
okay.
I'm trying to.
I know. That's okay.
I need a second go at it.
So anyway, he because Barkley won the MVP the one year they went to the finals with the Suns over Jordan, and Biddle
That was
contends.
all Michael needed.
That's it. Yeah,
took that personally.
Took that as disrespect. So anyway, so I think Biddle does hate him.
What a strange way to build a grudge.
I know.
Like
Barkley was great that year, though.
Jordan ultimately had the last laugh.
And he won everything. He also had the last dance, but he won everything.
Continuing with birthdays here, model and actress Cindy Crawford turned 60 years old today. Member of the Backstreet Boys, Brian Luttrell, turning 51 years old.
When you say that I want it that way.
But why?
Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache.
No, seriously, why?
Now, number
Nothing but a
5.
mistake.
Did you ever see that?
Oh, yeah.
Now, number
Yeah.
5.
Speaking of, actually, actress and comedian Chelsea Peretti turning 48 years old today. She is fantastic.
Hilarious.
As the secretary there in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The 9-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champ, 2011 American League MVP, Justin Verlander, turning 43 years old today. He just rejoined the Tigers, if I'm not mistaken, this offseason. So he's still going. Good for him.
1 year, I think $13 million for that deal, yeah.
The man who's been in quite a bit of films here and quite a bit of big ones, but maybe most famously, or definitely on this show, I know Bobby loves him most as Rooster. That'd be Miles Teller. I couldn't believe he is 39 years old today.
Easy for you to say. No wife, no kids, nobody to mourn you when you burn in.
Go home. Just get some sleep.
Why'd you pull my papers at the academy? Why did you stand in my way?
You weren't ready.
Ready for what? Huh? Ready to fly like you?
No. Ready to forget the book. Trust your instincts. Don't think. Just do. You think up there, you're dead. Believe me.
My dad believed in you. I'm not gonna make the same mistake.
That same motto I apply to radio. Don't think, just do. Just don't think.
Just life, really.
Just do it. Just do.
Just do it.
It's the only way.
Nike.
Yeah, right.
A couple more birthdays here. Singer Rihanna turning 38 years old today.
Challenging.
That's top 5 right there.
Thank you. Oh,
Ever.
her. I'm sorry.
No,
thought you
ever.
mean me.
Just one of the greatest.
That's one of the
5
greatest
songs,
ones.
I think ever written. And song and created, I would say. And then last but not least, singer Olivia Rodrigo turning 23 years old today. Some passings, 18 all the way back in 1895. Frederick Douglass at the age of 77. That's correct. A key figure of the abolitionist movement there to help end slavery and a civil rights leader there in the 19th century. In 1907, the French chemist Henry Moissan, I think, at the age of 54, he founded fluoride. So, pretty good one for the toothpaste enjoyers out there.
Tommy Kress certainly
should be
benefited
everybody.
from it. So did Johnny Aim.
Yeah. And then last one here, 1993, Ferracucci Lamborghini at the age of 70, passed away at the age of 76 years old. You could probably take a shot in the dark at what he was.
His friends just called him Lambo.
Lambo.
Yeah.
What's up, Lambo?
Holidays and observances today. It is National Leadership Day.
Oh, come on.
Big one for us.
You're right. That's a
National Comfy Day.
Show meeting? National what?
Comfy.
Comfy.
Yeah,
Okay.
like be comfortable.
Thank
Comfy
you. I'm
day.
so glad you finished the phrase for me. Comfy.
Well, if we have to celebrate.
Right. It's COMFY, right?
Hey, if you want to get
There's
really
not FEE at
comfortable.
the end of that. Go ahead.
National Muffin Day. National Love Your Pet Day. That should be every day. National Cherry Pie Day. Tito, you're my cherry pie.
Thank you very
and
much,
then
Ward.
the third Thursday in February. Nope, today's Friday.
That's all right. Though. Yesterday was.
Maybe this was yesterday. When I type, normally when Carp's out for like a stretch of days, I'll kind of do a handful at a time.
Now I got to know.
This could have been yesterday, or maybe it was today, and I just wrote it down wrong. But nevertheless, it is National Caregivers Day. So shout out to all the first responders and
if it was yesterday,
anything of that ilk.
But
And
it's
if that was
double down.
yesterday, yeah.
Do it again.
You know what? You guys are so awesome.
But I know from the
We'll celebrate
snow,
it twice.
we're not first responders, but we are essential personnel, right?
I guess.
Are we close to first responders?
I mean, we're definitely not caregivers.
We're not caregivers. I'm saying though, you said thank you to first responders. Like, but are we the next? Like, are we close to being first responders?
I would say no.
Essential personnel.
Okay.
I don't get paid enough if that's the case. I know that much. That's what I got for you guys, Tito. February 26th, February 20th, 2026.
Whatever day it is.
51st day of the year.
Show sheet does as a different date.
It's February 13th. It's a Thursday or Friday.
14 days left in this 2026.
By the way, chat Hall of Famer Brian says, great singing voice, but don't give up your day job. I've got more than one day
Which
job.
one?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I got more than one. Thank you for that, Brian. I love to sing. I'm not going to apologize for that.
I think it's always you're perfectly hitting the harmony. And you can do any genre, male, female. I think you're one of the most talented songbirds of this or any generation.
I appreciate that. I've had
Fergie and Jesus.
I've had two instances where I think I've nailed it.
Only two?
Only two. I haven't tried that often.
I don't know about that.
Over at, I think it's called Mickey's on Grandview, on Fifth Avenue in Grandview. I did Piano Man one night in a full bar.
Tore the house down?
And I took the mic.
Come to see you.
I took the mic and I walked around. Like, I didn't just stand up on stage. I went through the crowd. And I remember having a young lady also helped out with some of the vocals with me. Now, my wife was with me, the second wife. But
Kelsey?
I'm saying it wasn't Kelsey. This woman was younger than Kelsey. But anyway, so I did that, though. That was one time. The other time was, and I'm telling you, Sons of Gladys. If you've not heard me talk about them before. You've heard of Shuck and Bubba Deluxe.
Yeah.
Great local band. Shuck and Bubba's great. Shuck and Bubba Deluxe. Shuck and Bubba Acoustic. They're all there.
You might want to be careful saying that name.
I know. I got to be very
Makes
careful, especially as early in the morning. Nonetheless,
S&B.
they also
I don't know if that's better.
they do a couple of shows every year where Sadir, the lead singer, it comes out in Elvis gear. They do an Elvis show, an Elvis tribute show, and he's got the Elvis he's got the powder blue with all the rhinestones, everything on it. Looks great. He let me do one song one time for that. I did "Love Me" by Elvis. And I think I knocked that one out of the park.
And they're like, get him out of here. He's taking our
I
job.
don't doubt that for a second.
Send him back to the radio
I got
station.
video of it. That'd be great content as well. It was a long time ago. Nonetheless, nice job. What did Shadow of Shoe says? Mickey's. Very loungy. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I did that. I nailed it, though. Anyway, coming up next, news and booze from the cruise. Bobby talked to Peyton Pierce. We will do that next. This is Morning Juice.
It's truck season at Germain Toyota, and the deals are about as tough as the trucks. Get into a new 2026 Toyota Tundra with $299% financing for up to 72 months, plus $1,000 in Toyota Financial Services finance cash, or lease a 2026 Tacoma SR5 for just $289 a month for 39 months, 10,000 miles per year, and $36.99 due at signing. Power, reliability, and offers that work as hard as you do. Visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or check them out online at germaintoyota.net.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're already there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need,
to find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice. Bobby sent us some videos, which we love. This one here, Bobby talked to linebacker Peyton Pierce, an LB to an LB for you and me. Let's do it.
All right, sitting here with Buckeye linebacker Peyton Pierce. Peyton, first time on the Buckeye Cruise. What has it been like so far in your little experience?
It's been really fun, getting to meet everyone, all the former players, and all the staff here. It's been great. We got here yesterday, and I've never been on a cruise, so this has been a first for me, and it's been great. It's way nicer than I expected, so it's awesome.
That's great. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. It's fun, getting a chance to connect. Obviously, this is going to be your third year at Ohio State. You're familiar with the tradition, but getting a chance to see so many of these older guys that are coming through here, what has that been like to kind of see what the brotherhood kind of looks like in a situation where it's expanded outside of just your classes at Ohio State?
Yeah, it's been great. Right when I got in here, I saw Cody walking in, so that was pretty cool, and just meeting all the former players and stuff.
Did he tell you how bad the NFL sucks relative to Ohio State?
Yeah, he hasn't told me yet, but I don't doubt it. I got to talk to him, and then all the other former players, just the brotherhood is real, and getting to hear all the former stories and stuff. It's just sitting back talking with some of the old linebackers and stuff. Kuzno, talking to him.
What was it like when you saw Kuzno's hands? When you actually saw what a real linebacker is skeleton.
Yeah, he literally shook my hand and it literally wrapped all the way around. I think his fingertips almost touched. He had the biggest hands I've ever seen. But it was great meeting him and all the other players. It's been awesome.
What's this off season been like for you? Sonny now gone, Arvell now gone. You're kind of the elder statesman, the veteran in that room, the guy with the most experience. How has that impacted kind of this preparation this offseason?
A lot. I mean, it's been good. I've had to step up in my leadership role and really lead these young guys. And, just trying to do the best I can every day to be the best leader I can, and just competing and showing, like being the example for the other guys. Like that's how Sonny and Cody and all those older guys were for me. Is they showed up every day and they didn't just talk about it. They did it every day. So now I'm just trying to be the example for the young guys and never take off a rep and show them how it's done every single day.
New era now. I mean, this is with the transfer portal, all of the new guys that are coming in. What has that been like this offseason where you used to get some freshmen coming in? Now you've got like freshmen plus twice that with the portal, 40, 50 new guys. How has it been kind of getting to know everybody?
Yeah, it's been different. I mean, even last year we didn't have that, like anywhere near the amount of new guys we've had. So it's been, an adjustment, getting used to it, but it's been really cool. I mean, it's a good opportunity. Like our coaches do a great job of putting us in situations where we got to meet each other. Coach Vic told us we came in and he was like, if you haven't met every player, you're wrong or you're behind. And so we were, had to go introduce ourselves to everyone and stuff like that. And it's been great because they mixed up our lockers and stuff. So getting to meet a lot of new guys, a lot of new faces, guys from all over the country. So it's been fun. One of my former high school teammates is on the team now.
Really?
Kyle Parker.
Yeah.
So it's been great. I mean, it's been awesome meeting all the new guys, and it's made it really competitive because everyone's new and everyone's want to prove something. So it's been good.
So what the big question is? I mean, you play for James. We'll get to him in a second. Former teammate of mine, Anthony Schlegel, back in the weight room. What has Schleg's been like since he's been there?
He's been all juice. I mean, I've never met a human that wakes up in the morning and he's got as much energy as him. I mean, he's back squat with him is unreal. So we get after it, and it's been good having him back. And he's giving us some linebacker tips too. So we got linebackers all over the building. We got Hugh, we got Schlegel, we got Laurinaitis, we got everyone. So it's been great, and it's awesome for the brotherhood to have a former player back coaching for us.
Has he tried to wrestle you yet? I know you were a wrestler in high school.
He's thought about it. I think he's kind of gotten in his stance a little bit. And,
leaned in?
Yeah, he's leaned in a little bit, but he hasn't dipped his full toe in the water yet. I'm ready for it whenever he's ready.
What's it like, as we get you, what is it like playing for James Laurinaitis? What makes him, people talk about how good of a coach he is. What do you think makes him such a special coach?
I think he relates to the players. Like he played linebacker here. Like he played linebacker and he was in the exact same meeting room we were and did the exact same workouts we did. And so he has he knows how it's done, and he knows the struggles we go through, and he can help us on all levels, not just as like a linebacker, but as a student athlete, as a leader, as a Christian himself. So it's been good listening to him every single day. I mean, he just pours into us in all aspects of football and life, and so we get to learn from him. And there's no one better to learn from, him being an All-American. So it's trying to soak in and absorb as much as I can from him. He's helping us to try to be the best we can, and our goal is to be All-Americans in that room. And that's the goal next year.
Love it. Thank you, Peyton. Have a great cruise, bud.
We will have more from Bobby from the cruise later on. We'll also close out with AJ Hawk. Bodie, you know I don't like to hold grudges.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. I looked something up yesterday.
Okay.
Aaron Bradshaw is 7'1". He has played 76 college basketball games. How many double-doubles would you think a 7'1" player went from Kentucky to Ohio State to Memphis? How many double-doubles would that person have out of 76 games?
Should they have, or does he have?
Does he have?
I bet he has like 4.
I was going to say 3.
You're both wrong. It's
2.
1.
1.
One double-double in his career. 7'1". Allergic to paint. I don't care. He's not local now. He can't come confront me at the station. We could, I guess. Amari Bynum. He is 6'8", 220 pounds. He's a freshman. He has played thus far for Ohio State in this inaugural season 26 games. He also has 1. 6'8", 220. He has 1.
I bet he gets another one.
I think he will too.
Maybe Sunday.
God, that'd be huge on Sunday.
Gonna need it. Got to win the battle on the boards.
I've looked at the tournament schedule for third grade boys, and there's a chance I might have to be like coaching a game or assistant coaching, not coaching. Come on, let's not be stupid. I might be assistant coaching a game, which basically means I'm in charge of snacks and telling the coach how many fouls and how many timeouts he has left.
But someone has to do that.
Someone has to do that, yes. But I can assure you I'll be checking my phone if I am during that time. And I'm trying to look at my kid to win or lose.
Well, anymore, I mean, you don't just check your phone. You watch the game on your phone.
I know. It's tough to do it from the bench, though. It's a bad look.
I don't
It's
know.
not a great look. If you're coaching and looking and watching the game, unless I'm doing it for teaching. Like, hey, look right here. Like, it's almost like the iPads on the sideline at Ohio State, right?
Well, I think you've got the built-in excuse, which is what I tell, Liberty when she wants to watch something else. I'm like, I have to do this for work. I have to watch.
Dude, I'm telling you.
The sporting event. I have to be able to talk about it. Sorry.
If I somehow, again, found a way to stumble out of sports media, it would change my marriage dramatically. Because that's been my excuse. It's like, look, honey, I know. Look, I know it's your brother's birthday. It's a big deal. But I've got to talk about this game on the air.
It's the Cavs and Brooklyn.
I know.
We won't be able to survive.
The problem is, okay, this is the other problem with that now. She's a sports fan, so she has an idea of that. Like, if she was completely sports incoherent, I'd get away with a lot more.
That'd be helpful.
Right, but if I say to her, hey, Cavs are playing Brooklyn, she's like, look, it's the NBA, it's 1 of 82. There's no way you guys, I've listened to your show before. There's no way you guys talking Cavs tomorrow. Basketball Austin's not going to make his way onto the show. You're not talking Cavs. So I wish I'd married a less
Kelsey
sport. Well, she's got the wrong name. A less sports competent Heather is what I needed to find. Which is
there's
really
got to be one
specific.
out there.
I've looked on Craigslist. I can't anymore. I used to, but anyway, they took personals off Craigslist. That's a whole other story, the whole other podcast. But nonetheless, yes, if I had my druthers, and I love my wife, but I'm saying but if she were just a little less sports smart, like if I had to tell my wife Heather, hey, by the way, touchdowns are 6. If I had to do that, I could get away with a lot more than I get away with. But because she's got some sports and she is a sports fan, she gets it that it's like she knows that the Cavs-Brooklyn game meant nothing last night to this show.
Yeah. Or nothing to reality of the world.
That's true also, yes.
Did not really improve anyone's life.
Right. Didn't do anything. Coming in next, do quick hitters, Morning Juice.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show here on 97.1 The Fan. I hit maintenance after dropping 35 pounds on Awaken 180, and I'm not going to pretend that I don't feel different, because this is the first time in a long time I've actually reached a goal that I set for my physical health instead of just talking about one, thanks to Awaken 180. I'm under 200 pounds for the first time in 25 years, and that's not a small thing. I didn't have to muscle my way there either. The Awaken 180 coaches walked me through it. Every adjustment, every tweak. They made it simple. Honestly, it was easier than I expected. This now feels like momentum. I'm in maintenance mode, and I'm not guessing. I can have pizza. I can have ice cream. All the things I used to love are back on my menu, but my metabolism is firing on all cylinders. The difference is my body doesn't crave it all the time. It was a mindset change and not a Band-Aid. That's the part that changes everything. If you've been circling the same goal for years, maybe you don't need more willpower. Maybe what you need is what I had, a plan, a coach, and a system that makes it easy. Awaken180weightloss.com.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others,
Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at mda.org today.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
It is Morning Juice. Thanks to all the juicers out there in the chat. We appreciate that. Bodie always shines. Gave us t-shirt ideas yesterday. Said, this ain't happy camp. Let's do quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All right, fellas, happy Friday. We'll
Happy
start
Friday.
in the NFL. Fresh off of his 27-carry, 135-yard performance that earned him MVP honors in Super Bowl 60, running back Kenneth Walker is set to become a free agent next month, as Adam Schefter reported on Tuesday earlier this week that the Seahawks will not be using either the franchise nor the transition tag on the fourth-year running back, soon-to-be fifth-year running back out of Michigan State. Through his 4 years in Seattle, Walker has rushed for just over 3,500 yards and 29 scores. He's spent a good chunk of that time splitting the backfield with Zach Charbonnet. It's always a little bit dangerous to maybe hand out that second contract to a running back, Tito, but if there was ever a time to do it, or maybe I should look at it from his standpoint, it's a good time for him to become a free agent.
It's perfect timing for him, and someone will pay him more than I think in Seattle. Well, I don't think he'll be in Seattle next year. Running backs, I always shudder at giving them a second contract. I would rather draft a running back, run him into the ground for 4 years, 5 years, and then let him go. Go somewhere else. And by the way, when guys come off, I'm not sure what Kenneth Walker's touch total was this year. When you look at touches, look at carries, look at receptions, and don't just look at regular season, look all the way through. But if he has a relatively high touch total and coming back off of short time off, because it's damn near time to get ready for football again, I am weary of that. I've seen too many running backs that have had like that great long run or a great number of touches in a season that fall off after that. So I don't think Kenneth Walker's back in Seattle unless he takes a lot less money. Somebody else, and you've seen guys, Austin, over the years, you've seen so many guys be Super Bowl MVPs and then go out and get a contract that's really way too high for them and then flame out.
Does sound like a Steelers fan is talking about Le'Veon Bell.
Yes, I am talking about Le'Veon Bell.
Trying to figure out, based on context clues, if that might be. Yeah, and not even just the number of carries and the number of receptions and number of touches that you mentioned, Tito. It's the physicality that Kenneth Walker plays with. It's not sustainable in the long haul. And I'm not saying that Kenneth Walker doesn't deserve a raise, hasn't earned a nice contract based on his contributions. But I think Seattle is probably doing the right thing by not being the one to hand that out. They've had to learn their lessons. They did that at a different position that blew up their future with Russell Wilson by paying for past production and limiting their ability to be flexible into the future. I know it's not the exact same thing, and quarterbacks and running back is a very different position, but that they hit on a rookie deal. Kenneth Walker led them to a Super Bowl, has a Super Bowl MVP trophy, and it becomes dicey if you're going to invest that heavily at that position. Is he Saquon Barkley? Is he an anomaly? Is he Christian McCaffrey? I don't think so. So breaking the bank for Kenneth Walker to me doesn't make a lot of sense. And if the Seahawks find out that this is not a road that they want to go down, doesn't fit into their salary cap plans, I think that would be fine.
Saquon last year, yes, had that long run into the Super Bowl there with Philadelphia. You saw he did have some struggles this year. I'm not saying it's all because of that, but that certainly plays into it. 326 total touches this year for Kenneth Walker. He did have 74 added into the postseason. But yes, he did have a total of 326, which is not a huge number, but the fact you are playing until the middle of damn February is a lot different than ending in the first week in January. It's a huge difference. Ask any NFL player, and they will tell you that getting a month more of rest is really good.
Or a month and a half.
Month and a half in some cases, yes.
Next up here, we'll kind of continue the theme a little bit. Selected 7th overall in the 2014 NFL Draft, Mike Evans has been nothing but a home run pick for the Buccaneers in his 12 seasons with Tampa Bay. He's had 1,000 or more yards every year but this last year when he only played in 8 games due to multiple different injuries. He's also routinely scored double-digit touchdowns as well, and he's not done just yet. ESPN reported this week that Evans will come back and play a 13th season in the league, and he's set to become a free agent next month. At the age of 33 years old now, I'm not sure you want him to be your best wide receiver anymore, but hey, Ward, I think he could stay healthy, which is a big if, but maybe he could have a Devontae Adams-like impact. Adams, older guy with the Rams. There's clear second best receiver after Puka Nacua, but I think Evans can still give you some juice there.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it might have been beneficial for the Buccaneers to be involved there. He knows the system, he knows the area, and if Emeka can become their top threat in Tampa Bay, you have a good quarterback situation. You know, he wouldn't have to necessarily carry the Tampa Bay offense alone as the top target. Would have made a lot of sense. It's the injury part, I think, that gives you pause. And if the Buccaneers, they have better firsthand knowledge of that than anybody. If they're like, you know what, we think this might be the end of the road. I agree with you, Bodie. I think Mike Evans is motivated if he's healthy. There's definitely going to be a use for him somewhere. I don't know where, because the most obvious fit seems like they're going to say no.
I think when it's all said and done, I think he suits up in Tampa. I think he ends up in Tampa again. I do. I think that you've got Godwin there who's coming off an injury. You got obviously you've got Emeka there, and that's a significant player for them, number one receiver for them. But I think that the combination of Evans and Godwin and hoping one of them is healthy each week. If two of them, it's great. But hope one of them is to be the number 2 guy.
One of those darts is going to hit the bullseye.
It has to at some point. I would think that would make the most sense. And like you said, Evans, he is among the all-time Tampa greats, and he's been there for a long time and his entire career. And so him finishing out his career there seems to make a lot of sense rather than going to be like a number 2. I don't know where you would go. Or go to Buffalo or New England or Pittsburgh or Cleveland. I would rather just
Cleveland.
Stay
I don't know about that.
I don't know if that solves a lot for Cleveland.
I just like to say that.
He does have a Super Bowl ring, too, so I don't think he's going to be dying. Not that he wants to go 500 or worse. If he stayed in Tampa Bay, not that Tampa Bay would necessarily do that, but I don't know that he'll be dying to get out of there just to chase that ring. Some college basketball here. As sports fans, I think we're more often than not, frankly, at odds with one another over a variety of different things. But one thing I think that can really unite us all is how great March Madness and the NCAA Tournament is. So, of course, what's the NCAA going to do but try and ruin that? On Thursday, President Charlie Baker reiterated that he supports expanding the tournament. He would not commit to whether or not that'll happen next season in March of 2027. He had to say, quote, "We're still talking to various players in this one," not players as in the actual players who, play the game, but the media companies and whatnot.
Players with an A.
He's trying to find out how much they'll pay him.
Exactly, yeah. I said all along that I think there are some very good reasons to expand the tournament, so I would like to see it expand. When asked whether he thought about when asked what he thought that the 2027 NCAA tournament format would look like, Baker was non-committal but doubled down on his view, saying, quote, "I would like to expand the tournament." Tito, it's probably heading towards 72 or 76 teams. It's just unfortunate, man, because I think, like I said, you could watch zero college basketball, and yet when March rolls around, it's still fun to fill out the bracket and watch at least a little bit of the tournament. And it's 68 teams, I think, is a very strong number where it's at right now.
I don't know if it was Mace or some version of P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, whatever. One of them said, though, he has PhD, player hating degree. I hate the players in this one.
Where Brooklyn at?
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Okay, I missed on that one yesterday, apparently. I was told. Nonetheless, the NCAA tournament now, 68 right now, and I don't care what the number goes to. It's going to go up. It's going to increase. It will happen. It might be 72. It might be 76. It might be 96. I don't know.
200.
Whatever it's going to be.
Started in February.
It's not going to change that much for me. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, God, that's too many. 68's too many. I'm not going to say it's too many for anything else. So, like, whatever you go to now, it's like, that's fine. You cut off 4 of my fingers, go ahead and cut off the thumb. It doesn't matter. That's what that's a little bit extreme. I get it, though. But that's the way I feel. Like, it's no matter what they're going to increase it, no matter what they do, it's still going to be too much because 68's too many right now.
Right.
I'll still get my vein out and I'll put that heroin. I'm sorry, that NCAA turn right into the vein. I'll still do it in March. I will do it no matter what the number is. But I think it will go up in whatever. It's going to affect the bowl games. Go ahead.
It's absolutely ridiculous, but like everything else with the way it's going in college sports right now, you can bet on it happening and that it makes sense because people are still offering them more and more money to air the games, and then they need to be able to turn around and give that money to the players. So I don't like it. I don't think anyone likes it, but we're probably going to have to accept it. That's the unfortunate reality of a lot of this. And I wonder, this comes up a lot with college football and expansion of that playoff field and the NIL era and transfer portal madness and the lack of rules and regulations, what the breaking point actually is, where people are like, they've taken something that I love and I don't recognize any part of it anymore, and now I'm done. Like, will that ever happen? Everybody says that it will, and then the television ratings go up and we see more games. It's like, you know what? They were actually right. I won't turn this off my television. It's an NCAA tournament game, and I filled out a bracket, and I'm betting on it, so I guess I'm going to watch it. And every time that's happened, the NCAA or the college football playoff have been right, and it sucks, and we complain about it, and we hate that it's coming and inevitable at some point, and then the reality sets in, and it's just like, oh, well, now it's another game I get to watch.
Bodie, there was a time when the NCAA tournament, you had to win your conference championship to get in. You had to be the conference champ, and the Big Ten didn't have a tournament way back when, so sometimes the Big Ten got one or two teams in. Then there was also a time when it wasn't this all-day coverage you got. ESPN kind of brought that in when they started showing some of the games, the first and second round games. You used to have to watch games on like tape delay later in the evening. They'd be like at 8 o'clock games, all you could watch on CBS. And
you only have the local game, and it's like, why is this the local game for me?
Right. I remember
my team's playing in California.
Yeah. There were 48 teams in the tournament, and the top 4 seeds in each region got buys. So there'd be games involving the other teams to get into the second round where you would then play that. And then it went to, I think, 54 and then 64 or whatever. And then the current iteration of 68. So it's better. Yes. It's the round the clock thing. Yes. It's wonderful. I love the tournament, and I will still watch it even if it gets to 72, 76, 96, 200, as Bodie has said.
Last one here in college football. This one comes from Chris Hummer of CBS Sports. He gave out 15 under-the-radar transfers to know for the 2026 college football season, and among the names, a Buckeye made the list. It's wide receiver Devin McEwen, who transferred in this offseason from University of Texas San Antonio, UTSA. In his article, Hummer wrote, there are 2 things you want in a portal addition. Number 1, production, and number 2, athletic upside. McEwen brings both. He caught 152 passes for just over 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns in his career. The 6-foot, 195-pound junior is also fast. All capitals, he wrote. Hitting a 10.54 second, 10.54 second 100-meter time in high school. He's a playmaker in space who brings needed experience as a senior to the Buckeyes room. You got Brandon Ennis coming back for his senior year. You got true freshman Chris Henry Jr. joining the fold. And then, of course, you got that alien out there wearing number 4. Austin, what's a realistic impact, do you think, for McEwen this fall?
Really excited to see what that looks like for him in spring camp. We are 2.5 weeks away from it right now, Bodie.
Lord.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
2.5 weeks?
Yeah, March 10th. We're going to be there, out there in the Woody again. So that's the benefit of a chaotic January, is that then you get a short February and spring ball arrives. You look at Devin McEwen, and the film is really fun to watch. You know, I know that the level of competition at UTSA is not the same as competing for a Big Ten title and getting into the college football playoff, but speed transfers just about anywhere. And he's got that and more. He's got the veteran savvy and the versatility, I think, to make an impact. Those are the 2 buzzwords that came up more than almost anything else throughout this offseason for what Ohio State was looking for in the transfer portal. You know, is he going to be able to line up and replace Carnell Tate on the perimeter? No, that's not going to be a role for him. Does he have some of that explosiveness and wiggle to really put a linebacker or a safety in a blender if he's playing in the slot? Yeah, I think so. And the part that Ohio State, I think, needs to get back to offensively, I'll always defer to Ryan Day's X's and O's acumen, but you know, some of the mesh routes and the crossing routes and the horizontal passing attack that he really expanded, Ryan Day did when he got to Ohio State. I don't know that that's been as much of a feature of the offense in the last couple of years, and I think that was particularly notable last year when teams decided that they were just going to sit back deep and not let Jeremiah and Carnell pick them apart down the field. So I think you see that adjustment with someone like Devin McEwen. even to some extent what Kyle Parker brings coming in from LSU. And then you have Brandon Ennis. All three of those guys have the ability to do that. And if you can pose more of a threat, some of that underneath crossing stuff, maybe that will open up and free some opportunities down the field for Jeremiah. Not that he needs all that much help to begin with, but someone's got to be the sidekick or sidekicks for JJ, and Devin McEwen's going to have a real shot at that.
I'm excited to see him play also because, like you said, the level of competition not the same. Also, though, he did not have a Jeremiah Smith opposite him. Also, he did not have Julian Sayin. Also, he did not have an offensive mind like Ryan Day or like Arthur Smith, hopefully in this case. But like he obviously didn't have those things as well. So as much as it's like, yeah, he didn't have this or that, he also did not have that or this.
No, he's getting, and that's what it made it so appealing for Devin McEwen to come to Ohio State. You get the opportunity, and a lot of guys really, the first thing they say when they get in is like, well, never had. Forget about the on-field component, which you mentioned, and all that's really important.
Right.
The strength staff with Mickey Marotti, now Anthony Schlegel back in there, the nutrition staff, the academic support. Every single time that you get to take them online. I don't know what UTSA has. I know it's a little bit different than Notre Dame, obviously, but you look at what that can mean for someone like Devin McEwen and basically going into a contract year for him.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting to see what you can mold with that clay because it is pretty impressive physical skills.
Buckeye Frank says get rid of the bubble screen.
Yeah. Well, just block it better, maybe.
There we go. We can do that too.
Buckeye Frank, though, he knows ball.
He knows ball. Coming up next, Bobby talked to Cody Stein. We heard from him. Also, I want to pick Austin's brain a little more on something with wide receivers. We will do that next. Morning Juice.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're ready there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio's sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Breaking news, I'm not crazy or delusional. Well, I am, but I'm not as crazy and delusional.
Just
as you
not
might
for
think.
this?
Right. I looked it up. It was in the Sochi Olympics in 2014 when the United States was playing Russia for a chance to get into the quarterfinals.
And you're talking about the TJ Oshie shootout game. Yeah.
When Oshie went 4 of 6 on shootout attempts because you could take that many.
Yeah.
Against Bob. And that's what I remember. We were at the R-Bar, and it was early in the morning. 6 a.m., I think, is when the doors opened, if I'm not mistaken, and we got there. So, anyway, that's what I was thinking of in that regard. There's some people in the chat talking about the bubble screen also. Some agree with Buckeye Frank. So,
I bet most people do.
Get rid of the bubble screen. You're saying execute it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that you have to scrap it entirely.
Right.
You know, Ryan Day talks about needing and wanting to be able to attack teams all 53 and a third across the width of the field and as far as you need to down the field, vertically, horizontally. Buckeye screens. Well,
you can call them Buckeye screens.
Buckeye screens are important to that.
That's what
Bubble
it is, yes.
screens can get that done, and I think that the execution of that has certainly been lacking. And I think that leads to the frustration. Just throw it away. Like, no, just block it better.
Patrick Cogley checked in on with the Go Irish on the chat. Do we need to do a wellness check on Steve Kerr? Because we have not heard from Steve Kerr in a while.
I know.
I'm not. Maybe
Hopefully he's doing all right.
Maybe
he's just taking a little pre-spring ball break.
Yeah, it could be.
You know,
that could
not a lot going on.
Maybe he's with the other show now. We should probably do that. We'll ask them if Steve Kerr pops into their chat. Maybe he might have switched teams. He might have defected. Right? That might have happened.
Sure.
So, all right. News, Booze, and Cruise. Bobby Carpenter. He talked to Cody Simon. Let's play that now, Bodie.
All right, sitting here with my guy, Cody Simon. After his rookie year, Cody, what was that first year like for you?
That was definitely an eventful time. A lot of different things happen. You got to get thrown in the fire a little bit. There's always an expectation to contribute as a rookie, and I was just thankful that I got the opportunity and I did, and I just want to build on it next year and make sure I have a much better growth and keep going.
So, obviously you're the block hill guy. Going from Ohio State to the NFL, I always try to tell people it's a big difference. What was that like as far as just the camaraderie, team element going from the college ranks to the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that I think compares to Ohio State in the sense of camaraderie and your brotherhood. But once you get to the NFL, I think Ohio State is the most pro-ready program that you can be around. There's nothing I had to do in Arizona that I didn't already do in Ohio State. So I felt I was so well prepared for it. The brotherhood aspect is a little different because everyone's they have their own lives really too. But when you're able to go and have a brotherhood and be a part of a team like Ohio State, nothing really compares to it.
Biggest surprise for you with your rookie year, or biggest challenge, I guess?
I would probably say time management is probably the biggest thing. You finally get to be without school, without anything, and you have to really be accountable for yourself. Whether it's getting extra film or even just taking time to recover and really planning out your day. I think that was the biggest thing I had to adjust to, and just make sure that you have all your P's and Q's all in order, and making sure you're doing the best you can to be the best athlete and the best player on the field.
So you were out in Arizona, obviously a couple other Buckeyes out there. What was it like having some former teammates of yours and some former Buckeyes around with you?
It was great, and me, Denzel, and Josh, we all got to play a lot this year, and so it was a great experience. But it was also much better to experience it with them because it gets lonely being far from home and not being able to be around people and to have those guys in your corner. I mean, it was a great thing for our rookie years, and we're just trying to build on that now.
So did a lot of people always like to, I don't want to say make fun, but like pick at the fact, probably the Ohio State pride, yelling at Buckeyes obviously out there.
Yeah.
Was that something in the locker room that people were probably picking out a little bit?
I mean, there's definitely some pride that comes with it, but when you're a rookie, you can't say any of that stuff. You're getting fined, you're getting whatever. But so I mostly stayed a little bit quiet because I just stay out the way. And but that brotherhood runs deep, so we got guys all over the place out there.
Was there any, as you go through all this, and you've got a couple guys you played with who are in the league already, you got like Tommy Eichenberg. Did you talk to anybody like that throughout the season? Was there anybody that you would connect with to kind of keep you grounded, former teammates that might be playing other places?
For sure. I mean, I talked to Tommy and Kay. Those are my two, Kay Stover, are my two guys, and I want to just keep in touch because they've had really good starts to their career, and I just want to be able to replicate stuff like that. And but really, it's about staying focused, and those are the guys that help you keep your focus and staying locked in when the season gets tough. And that rookie year, the end of it gets really long, and you just want to be able to finish out strong.
So you mentioned that the rookie year and the length of it and how long it feels. Now you played 16 games. When you guys won the national championship, was it 16?
I think so.
Yeah. So because you played 12 and then 4, so 16 games. Compare that to an NFL season where that's the regular season.
I mean, you get to that point where you're end of your regular season in college is 12 games, and when you get to the NFL, it's like, oh, that's like midway through the year. So it's mostly a mental battle. I think that's the NFL level. It's all about how can you prepare the same way you did week 1 or even in the preseason. So, I mean, that was the battle for me. You get a little tired, but you just got to keep finding a way to keep motivating yourself and keep going.
So last year, obviously, rookie year, you're training for the combine, you're doing all that. You were on the Buckeye Cruise a couple years back again. How excited are you to be back here and getting a chance, I mean, not to just give back, but also reconnect with some former teammates?
I needed to make sure I got back on the cruise. Not just for the aspect for the fun, but I think when you think about how much cancer just affects all the people around us and all the people in our lives, it's an important task for us to all be a part of, and to make sure that we highlight the ability that we can all help the people who are in need. And I mean, it's a great honor to be with all these Buckeye legends, because this brotherhood doesn't just start with the 2024 national championship team. It started way back when, and so we're like, this is year 19, and I'm just happy to be a part of the great tradition.
I mean, do you have a side you want to take before we get you out of here in the Steel Chambers Bryson Shaw debate?
I'm 100% on Steele's side. I mean, I think I saw a video of Bryson saying USC was a better program. I don't know where he got that from, but I'm on Steele's side 100%.
Yeah, thank you, Cody. I appreciate it, man.
That was our own Bobby Carpenter out there on the cruise talking to Cody Simon. And like I said, later on in the hour, we'll close things out. Last segment will be A.J. Hawk, and then we'll do What's Got You Juice. We'll do all of that.
Is Bobby only allowed to talk to linebackers?
Well, first, people don't. Bobby's a very biased person. Yeah, I don't think he wants to. He wants to just have people that will talk about how great it is to tackle and have big hands and be big-bodied. He doesn't want to talk about the offensive side. No, so he won't talk. I mean, like, have A.J. Hawk on later on. Yeah, that's all you can do is talk to linebackers, former linebackers. That's all he does. He's and look, I love Bobby. He's one-dimensional. Anyway, that's why Bodie and I handled the Mike Ruzioni interview, because Bobby just said, if you were a linebacker, what would you do in that situation? Right. Okay. Austin, so the fact that Ohio State has now Brian Hartline's gone on to bigger things than, I don't know, what is that bigger? I don't know. It's good. That's fair. I got to make sure I catch
new
myself.
opportunity.
Yes, new opportunity. That's a better way to put it. And the fact that they still were able to secure Chris Henry Jr., I think, is positive. But am I crazy to think that wide receiver recruiting will not be affected much by this? Like, it should be affected by this a little bit, right? He was that good.
I don't think that you're crazy for saying it. And I've tried to make this point, on the Austin and Berm show. Brian Hartline certainly deserves every accolade that you could give him as the best recruiter for this incredible run of first-round draft picks. Development, production across the board was fantastic. But, and this is not meant as a slight or a silver lining or Brian Hartline's gone, it's just time to move on. He's not the first wide receivers coach at Ohio State to recruit first-round draft picks or to develop first-round draft picks or to land 5 stars. Zach Smith had a really good run before Brian Hartline took over, and Darrell Hazel was really good. If you look back, you can go through the 80s and back to Chris Carter, and then you can go through the 90s. You and I think, have talked about this off air, Tito, that, Joey Galloway's and David Boston's, and then into Anthony Gonzalez and Ted Ginn and Santonio Holmes. Ohio State is not reliant solely on one position coach or even one position. The developed here mentality stretches out over the decades. And is it going to be difficult for Cortez Hankton? Is that a challenge that the standard is so high that you have to meet? Of course. But he took that job knowing that that was what he was going to be expected to do. He's been at LSU. He's been at Georgia. That part's not going to be new to him. And then having these resources that, when we talk about Devin McEwen wanting to be surrounded by great athletes, great coaches, great support staff, Cortez Hankton gets that benefit too. That helped Brian Hartline. Brian Hartline had the ability to maximize that, but he is maybe not alone in that ability. We'll see. So I think that this will continue. You're still going to be able to point to right now Jeremiah Smith and Marvin Harrison and Jackson Smith and Jigba and Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and KJ Hill and Terry McLaurin. Like, that stuff is spanning now not just the Brian Hartline era, but decades. So I think that sales pitch will be compelling, and the Ohio State offense with Ryan Day at the top probably not going to be falling off of a cliff anytime soon, especially not given the resources that they're additionally allocating with Arthur Smith coming in to further expand and enhance that attack. So that's not just, have hope that the next guy is going to be just as good. He might be even better. I don't know. That's up to Cortez Hankton to prove that, but he has every opportunity to do that. And I don't think that there should be some expectation that just because Brian Hartline is gone, that this run is over.
Jeff Rimmer's middle half says, when the bubble screen conversation says, throw bubble butts to Tyvis. That was good. I appreciate that one. He also said we failed to mention Terry Glenn, which is true. Terry Glenn, look.
I could have named 15 more.
Yeah, you could have done it.
I didn't want that to be the whole segment.
Could have been the whole segment, though. Just naming great Buckeye receivers of the past. We could have had a lot of fun with that one. Maybe that'll be one we'll do in June when Bobby's off for whatever reason.
Well, because I didn't say Mike Thomas. I didn't.
Right. You didn't mention Mike Lanise. That's also from Jeff Rimmer's middle half. Cortez coming here. I don't know how much, if you look at the overall reason why he came here, okay, why he came here, it's not like LSU is minor leagues compared to Ohio State. They're still a damn good program. Why did he come here?
Lane Kiffin was not going to retain Cortez Hankton.
Oh, that was, okay.
So he was available. And you say, because you could spin that another way. Ohio State wound up with a wide receivers coach who was looking for a job. Yeah, he was. He's also been interviewed for offensive coordinator jobs at the NFL level, which that checks another box in the mind of Ryan Day. If you look at what he's been looking for in the coaching profile, he's well thought of at both levels. He's got NFL experience of his own.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I can't say definitively, he was among the first people that Ryan Day interviewed in December, and it became clear right away that was the direction that he wanted to go. You look at some of the wide receivers that, because Georgia fans, LSU fans will say, he inherited some of these guys. Right. He doesn't get credit for this. He doesn't get credit for that. Do that if you want. The proof is going to be whatever he does at Ohio State and the talent that's on hand. If the position takes a step back, certainly we're going to talk about that and point it out and compare it to Brian Hartline. But I think there were going to be other people vying for Cortez Hankton's services. Why Lane Kiffin didn't want that, I don't know, but he was largely trying to bring over as much staff as possible from Ole Miss.
Probably some guy named Tommy Kiffin or Johnny Kiffin or whatever is going to be the wide receivers coach.
Yeah,
there.
Well, Chris Kiffin, I think, has found himself getting a lot of jobs that he didn't really deserve. Charlie Weiss Jr. As well. Right. You'll find some common threads with Lane Kiffin's coaching staff, but schematic advantage. Anyway, think that happens, and I can't always vouch for Lane Kiffin's decision-making prowess based on my own experiences with him.
I love the fact you got a history with Lane Kiffin. I love the fact that you're out there talking with the airport, right? On the tarmac. Is that what it was? Where did you?
The tarmac was at USC. Okay. My final experience was the night that Lane Kiffin was leaving for USC. I was about to say fired. That was mixing up the stories. But when the mattresses were burning and I was texting with Lane Kiffin into the middle of the night before Tennessee turned his phone off, which was about 3 a.m, and he was saying to come down and meet him at the practice facility. So the day, I didn't sleep. I mean, the whole time, that whole week was a blur. I just went back in there at 7 a.m. So I had left campus around 11.
Right.
The mattresses were still burning. I had to go file a story.
So
I'm texting Lane Kiffin, for a couple hours overnight, come in, because he had done the weird press conference that wasn't a press conference where he's in for 90 seconds. He had told everyone that they wouldn't come in if they wouldn't turn their cameras off. It was so strange. He wanted to explain himself and give his justification to the media. And I was the lead reporter for the News Sentinel at that time. Second shout out for that newspaper today on the show.
Hard to believe. Put it on the bingo card.
So I went back in there, and so, but his phone was off, his Tennessee phone. Burner wasn't really working. They're packing up like Ed Ogeron's Red Bull refrigerator. They're wheeling that out of the facility.
Okay.
He's going to USC. So I'm just standing in there like, Austin, what are you doing? Because the athletic director, Mike Hamilton, he was going to have an emergency press conference, and I have to choose. We have multiple staffers. Do I go listen to Mike Hamilton explain what they're going to do as they begin this new search, or like what his conversations were like with Lane Kiffin, or do I just stay here? Lane says he wants to talk. I think this is the bigger story. So I wound up just standing in the practice facility. I couldn't get up to where his office was. I couldn't get into his phone or through to his burner phone. Other one is off. I stood in there for 5 or 6 hours before Lane finally came down, and I talked to him like right before he left for 10, 15 minutes. So instead of a tarmac, it was just me standing on the practice field, like looking up. I know where his office is. I see what they're doing. I see them packing everything up, for 6 hours, the old hurry up and wait. I have no sleep, and I'm like, I don't even care anymore. This guy doesn't coach Tennessee.
Right, he's not here anymore. Yeah.
This is so bizarre. A tarmac probably would have been easier, but now, so that's my experience with Lane Kiffin leaving, and now he's got Ole Miss reporters and Marty Smith hanging out at the airport all morning waiting for him. I can only imagine how great that experience. Actually, I know exactly what it was like. But no USC reporters were out there when he got the pink slip on the pure tarmac firing. That's become part of the lexicon. Yeah. Thanks for bringing that memory back up for me. That whole week, I mean, honestly, Tito. And I joked about this, about how the Tennessee beat is just a grind.
Right.
And I was talking primarily about arrests and NCAA violations, but that coaching search, because Lane Kiffin, I find out he's likely leaving at 8:30 p.m. I'm just in sweatpants on the couch, got to get ready to go, and then there's no way that you can prepare for what it's like with a coach bolting, calling a press conference, not having the press conference, then executing a weird screaming match with local reporters, going outside. It's the day before classes at Tennessee, so people are enjoying I think part of the reason that mattresses were on fire was that there was readily available lighter fluid around.
Sure.
Because you have class the next morning. But Tennessee players are out there also imbibing. I'm interviewing under the influence Tennessee players angry at Lane Kiffin. I don't use hardly any of that. I'm like, that's probably not right. I don't need to use the words that they said. Mattresses are burning in the street, and then they immediately launch into a 48-hour coaching search that leads them to Derek Dooley. And it's I probably slept 2 hours that week. The nonstop rumors, candidates, David Cutcliffe trying to get the job, trying to force his way back into Tennessee, Philip Fulmer trying to force out the athletic director. I'm only scratching the surface of one of the most ludicrous 5 days of my entire life.
Yeah. I was going to say, though, that as crappy as that may have been, as difficult is a more mature word to use than crappy, as difficult as it was, as trying as that was for you, that is one of those things I got to believe you look back on and think, for my development as a reporter, that was a good experience for me, right?
It was. I certainly wouldn't have encountered anything like that covering Wyoming. There was not that level of urgency, passion, or delusion from the coaching staff, if we want to take that even further, to compare Joe Glenn to Lane Kiffin, which would be the first time that anyone has ever done that for good reason. It was. I learned how to go down to the courthouse and get police records. I learned, to make sure that your phone volume is at full capacity when you're trying to sleep because somebody might hold up a gas station at 3 a.m.
I'd be a Georgia beat reporter right now.
I bet they're used to it. They probably just have a template for X player was – because they had 2 more, Tito.
2 more, I know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart just he's allowed to do whatever he wants with that program. But, yeah, I mean, you're right. It was very educational. I didn't want those skills. That wasn't
I understand, yes, but it's good for your overall.
It wasn't what I got into it for. And I'll pound on this wood right here and knock on it as loud as possible. I haven't had to use a lot of those covering Ohio State, and I would have thought with Urban Meyer there'd be some need for that based on what he did at Florida, but it turns out that Ohio State's got a pretty good control on things. At least they have for 15 years.
Coming up next, is Patrick Mahomes more like Tom Brady than we already knew? We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Ms. Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, Morning Juice. Yeah, Your Highness hit his bet last night, his $500 bet. Next one is $750. Chris pointed that out. And in the chat, so he is trying to get to his $1 million. Tonight, or whenever he does the bet, will be $750, the next bet for him.
Guy's just rolling.
He is.
Literally.
Yes.
So let me get caught up on this real quick. I know we've talked about it a bunch. So you started at 100.
Okay. Yep.
You bet $100 on
he'll put a game
his
out there.
game.
Yep.
Is it like even odds? Or?
Okay, that's great. Good question. There is a lot of times where he will do something where it could be plus money.
Okay.
Where it's like the other day, I think Vanderbilt was a road underdog, and he said to take them and lay like 5.5 points, which gives you huge odds or something like that. Expanded odds, and Vanderbilt won the game on the road. So sometimes he'll do that. But yeah, so the first bet is $100.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say in perfect world, minus the juice, you win 95 on that. So now you got 195. The next bet is 150. So he tells you to take $45 back.
Okay.
And do a 150 bet. And then the next one's 250. So you still pull more money back there. So it's not the doubling up. Then it's 500. Then it's 750. So 750 is the next one. Then you double to 1,500, then 2,500, 4,500. And then it goes from there. But yeah, so it's like even though he hasn't gotten past, he made the $1,500 bet recently. But even if you just bet and lost your $1,500, you were still up like $400.
If you've done every single bet,
if you did every single bet, just on that rate, just on his most recent run. If you did the $100 bet and stayed with him and then lost $1,500 on a bet, you think, oh my God, I lost $1,500. You're still up 400 or something like that. So
on the year, you could still be up 400 times,
whatever,
5 or 6 times that he's done it now.
Yes,
God love him.
He picks one game, and the fact he picked American the other night against
USA,
Bucknell,
baby.
And it's like, how do you even know?
You don't really want to be that invested in an American Bucknell game.
And then last night, what did I say, South Point, High Point, whatever it was, he took them laying 5.5. They won by 26.
I might need to get on board. I don't know.
Look, I started it.
I don't know that he's mentioned before, like if you don't feel comfortable doing 100, do 10, do 50. That might be a little bit more my speed.
I'm going to start 10.
The
next time.
I don't know, man. I might. Do you have to be a part of the?
No, it's free. You can watch it on.
That's just on his YouTube.
YouTube, the We Win or Shut and Bet. Yeah, go search for that, and he puts it out there.
I love that guy.
Yes, and so now I'm not. I didn't do it to start this run, and I feel stupid. But I'm not hoping you lose. No, Chris, I'm not hoping you lose. Your Highness, I'm not hoping you lose. But I hope you lose because then I can start it up again.
Yeah.
And then I won't do the $100 start off, though. There's no way I'll do a $100 start off. I might do 25 or do 10 or something like that to start
you're
off.
not a real believer.
I might do it, yeah.
Look, 100
if you're
going to
join the cult, you got to.
Listen, 100 to a million.
You don't just dip a toe in.
Yeah.
How about 10 to 100,000? I'll take that one right there. Don't do the 100 to a million. I'll do 10 to 100,000.
Then you'll really hate yourself.
I will. But then think about it, though. How much will it hurt me? I'll have a heart attack if I bet 50 grand on the final game to get to 100 grand.
Wouldn't you still be up, though?
I'd be up, yes, but I still.
You could always stop, though, at that point.
And that's what the high says also. Look, at some point, you need to get, if some point it's not comfortable for you, then just stop.
Ride it.
I know.
We're all in this together.
Imagine being comfortable betting 50 grand on an American Bucknell.
I know. Well,
imagine not.
We'll get to that point, too. Like, when he gets to the point where he's betting $500,000 on a game.
Do you think he'll get that far? That's a
pretty. Yes.
Do you know how many steps there are?
There's 16 steps.
Okay, and 500,000 would be 15th step.
That'd be the last one.
It's 15 days in a row nailing the game, right?
Yeah, or 15 games in a row. Because he doesn't do it every day.
Okay.
If he sees a game he doesn't like, he's not going to force it.
Okay, I like that.
I know some kind of analogy would make that be inappropriate for the radio about forcing it. We're not going to do that, though. The jam jelly thing. We're not going to do that. But I'm just saying that he does, though. If he gets to a certain point,
that's amazing. I might do it. You guys are going to be needing a new producer in June.
See, that's why I wouldn't root for you.
Retire. Well, that's not very nice, Tito.
Well, I don't care. I don't want to get another producer.
You're just going to knock these out for the next 16 days? We're going to need you by the time spring ball starts.
Yeah, he thinks that you could be a millionaire by the end of March or something like that. He's got it figured out, the Highness stuff.
You got the NCAA tournament coming on. He said that's his forte.
Now, if he hits the million, is he going for 2 and 3, or is it probably just...
Listen, your guess is as good as mine. If you want to try to predict what your Highness will do with $1 million in his pocket all of a sudden, if you think you can predict what he will do, God love you.
I enjoyed yesterday when you asked him for yesterday's bet, and he's like, Tito, I just woke up. I'm going to smoke a little, go back to bed, wake up,
smoke a little more,
and then I'll get it out to you.
I was going to say, we know exactly where that $1 million is going.
We do. Yes, we know exactly where it's going.
I mean, you've said before, I don't know if you are comfortable sharing this on the air or not, but he had a good job before, making good money, and walked away because he Wanted to do this.
He wanted to do this. Yeah, he walked away from it to do this. And, I mean, he's done it. He's been all around the country doing things. He was a blackjack dealer for a while in a casino. He used to make money playing poker, and then he had this huge swing in college where I think one month he may have won like $40,000. The next month he lost $20,000. And so, like, he's
still up 20.
Yeah, still up 20. And he decided, he had a sales job.
$20,000 in college. Just
he had a 6-figure sales job. It just said, you know what? I want to do this instead. And
why not both?
That's fair.
Yeah, I would think.
Drug testing. Maybe not anymore. Then doing this.
You can't wake up at 4 a.m. to join a radio show.
His
to go back to bed and then go wake back up doing a sales job.
His 9 to 5 is not our 9 to 5. We're 9A to 5P. He's 9P to 5A.
So how did you? I don't know this story. How you guys got hooked up?
That's the beauty of it. He found us.
Oh.
Yeah. He reached out to Carp.
Yeah.
And basically just asked to come on, didn't he?
He did. He just wanted to come on. Yeah.
Now, he paid over the summer to start coming on the show.
So, yeah, we had a deal where he was paying to come on to the show every week. And because I'm so business savvy, I said, you know what?
Just do it for free.
Let's do it for free. Like I said, the station doesn't need money.
Yeah, his contract deal, whatever, ran out end of August. And we're like, well, listen, son.
Too good.
Yeah, like you can't.
Got to find a way to make money on this.
Yeah, we can't lose this guy. This is, I mean, I tell you guys, I'd been working here 7.5 years, and up until last summer when I started doing the show, I basically kind of filled in, if you will.
Yeah.
And did all the shows, even, previous shows that don't exist anymore, such as Carpenter and Rothman and whatnot, Bishop and Laurinaitis, and done a lot of shows with a lot of different hosts, Monday through Sunday, a lot of different guests. And, I mean, he's on my Mount Rushmore.
Yes, I think so, too. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal what he's brought. So I hope he keeps winning. I hope Chris wins. I hope Bodie wins, but don't win $1 million yet. Don't leave us. Patrick Mahomes is getting $56 million in cash this year. He has restructured his contract, though.
That's a lot of money for rehab.
It really is, yes. It's all about that brace, anyway, so he's restructured his contract now, and it's freed up like $34 million for the Chiefs. $43.5 million in cap space is what it did for this year. They're going to pay for it later on. That's fine. That's what always happens. That's kind of like Brady used to. He restructures his contract constantly to get more talent in there. I don't pretend to know how the cap works and how they can do all of these things. I don't want to know.
It's the most confusing thing ever. I've tried, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just going to tap out on this.
What's more confusing, that or the NBA salary cap thing? With the soft apron, hard apron, second apron.
Luxury tax,
bird rights.
I will say, if you just had a sheet in front of you, it's not that hard to follow.
With the NBA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like, it does line it out pretty simply that it's like, yeah, if you're past the first apron, you cannot do these things.
Right.
Second apron, these things. NFL is just like, how do the Eagles just keep adding these players? They're all good and they're all expensive, and they just keep being good. How does this work?
Every year.
You can't keep getting away with it.
And how does Jerry Jones not not figured it out yet? Damn it.
Every year free agency, when it starts up, they say the Saints are $75 million over the cap. And then somehow the Saints find a way to sign players and get back under the cap. Then they're $75 million over the cap again.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
They just take the NFL executives down to Bourbon Street. And they
That's what it is? Yes.
This is what we're going to do. And then they yeah.
So
fine.
Is that your Jerry Jones?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure which one you were imitating, but it sounded like Jerry Jones the way you were doing it. The cap hit for him this year is $34.6 million, but it adds like $10.9 million to each of the next 4 years of the cap hit. So it's $78.2 million total. But it is obviously very friendly for them this year because of the fact they do now have this additional money to spend on free agents, and they do have some holes to fill, and they do need Patrick Mahomes to come back. But that's what Brady did for years, as he would constantly restructure. He was never, I don't believe, the highest paid quarterback in the game.
Well, I think that's the difference, Tito. I was trying to put it in the correct context. Brady was restructuring, but if I remember right, the point was that he was constantly taking under market value contracts so that they could spend it elsewhere. And part of his frustration with the organization was that he wanted more of it to go to the wide receivers, and he wound up with a lot of Deion Branches instead of 1 year with Randy Moss. And I thought that there would be some of this with Joe Burrow, that maybe Patrick Mahomes would realize this. And I understand get as much money as you possibly can. But the competitors in them, when Patrick Mahomes is looking at the wide receivers that he had to throw to the last couple of years, if maybe he's realizing, oh, Tom Brady did have it right, but it was too late because he had taken the largest quarterback deal in the history of the NFL and really tied them up. It's like, well, you can't have Tyreek Hill anymore if you want to make $60 million a year. And now he's at that point where he's dealing with an injury, a major setback for the first time. Travis Kelce's not going to be around there much longer. He's had a string of, when the Chiefs have taken wide receivers in the draft, guys who have not worked out for him, and maybe a realization that Tom Brady had much earlier. Now, Bill Belichick did seem to know what he was doing for a very long time with those cap resources, and he didn't have to spend heavily at wide receiver for them to win Super Bowls, but that may not be the case for Patrick Mahomes much longer.
I made the mistake when you do the Beetlejuice 3 times or Luda 3 times.
Yep.
Because Steve Kerr is now in the chat. He's back. And I should have just kept my mouth shut.
Equivalent that to Bane.
Yes.
Thinking he's trapped Batman down in that cellar.
Yes.
And Bruce said, I'm going to find my way out of this sucker and I'm going to save Gotham.
That's what
I
it feels
don't
like.
know if Steve's saving the chat, the show, or all of the above. But
you asked for it.
Yeah, you did.
You said wellness
I know I did.
check.
I know. I said wellness check. I know.
And
you know
you
what?
have my permission to
I've got a kind heart and a stupid brain. Okay, that's all it is. I make bad choices. I might get up on the wrong foot, get off on the wrong foot, but I do the wrong thing. So right foot, wrong thing, whatever it is he says. Anyway, coming up next, more news, booze, and cruise. Bobby Carpenter talked to AJ Hawk.
Ask AJ.
We're not going to ask AJ. We'll say his name 3 times. He shows up. Yes, and then we'll do what's got us juice. Morning juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-228-4544. That's 380-228-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're already there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive, to be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. We do have an interview, Bobby with AJ from the cruise, and Bodie says to me, it's only audio, which let me remember that AJ's always only audio, which I wonder how bad AJ looks in the morning.
Oh,
is
come
it
on.
possible? No, I'm just saying it's possible that he looks bad. We go to the new,
he's on TV every day.
We might.
Easy, Tito.
I know.
That's not even.
No, I'm just saying.
Stop.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll get it figured out. That's what I'll just tell you.
Okay.
I know what you're going to ask. And
I know you know.
We'll get
me.
it figured out.
We'll get it figured out. That's fine. Here is News, Booze, and Cruise with Bobby Carpenter and AJ Hawk.
All right, here with my guy, Mr. Aaron James Hawk. We get together with AJ every Friday. We're here on the Buckeye Cruise, sucking down a cigar. We just had a little bourbon tasting. Best part of the cruise thus far this year, sir?
Oh, man, that's a great question. Being able to hang out and see everybody and hang out. We had some pool time today. It was good to play some 500 in the pool. It's good to be like a 12-year-old again. So, yeah, I'd say that so far is the highlight. But, yeah, getting to see everybody and hang out with all the former players, current players, guys you've never really met. And then, everyone comes together and we all hang out the whole time here. So it's pretty special.
19 years the cruise has been around. I believe you've been on 18 of them. I mean, that's a lot of longevity, age. I mean, what's the secret to the success?
I mean, luckily it doesn't take a lot of effort to show up and go on a cruise. They treat you very, very well, and you get to have awesome activities every single day. But, it is crazy to think how young we were when we first came on to now. I mean, almost going on 20 years coming on the cruise. I guess we never thought that 17, 18 years ago that this would still be going on. But, yeah, it continues to grow, and it's such a special thing that I think all of us are so intertwined with so many cruisers and people that are affiliated with the cruise that it's like every single day you run into somebody that you've been in contact with through the cruise, I think.
So you got some young guys on here, 6 current players. It's cool to see some of the active NFL guys, young guys in the NFL being back. Have you had a chance to kind of interact at all, talk to some of those guys? What are your impressions with some of those guys at Ohio State and what they are?
First off, they're all giants. They're all huge human beings that are fast and can move and can bend. Like, they're freak athletes. But what's cool is how mature they seem to be and how, like, they're professionals already. And they seem like they understand what's going on. They understand the deal. They're not crazy. They're not, what you would think college kids would be on a cruise like this. For us, thinking we got put on a boat with an open bar when we were in college. If you heard open bar, it's like, holy smokes! Like,
we got put on a boat without an open bar, and it was still fun.
Exactly. So these guys are very professional, really respectful, and cool kids that are working hard. You see them in the weight room every day, all of them. These guys they're recruiting the right type of people. There's a reason that the Bucks are contending for a national title every single year.
So the NIL, the transfer portal, it's just a weird and crazy world. I mean, you see these guys and you realize, not only are they making money, but just the relationship aspect and everything. And it's been 20 years since we started at Ohio State. Is there any when you meet those guys, do you feel like there's any difference of how they look at the brotherhood and everything that goes into being a Buckeye?
Yeah, I think they might be they're ahead of where I was at that age, at least when it comes to forward thinking or understanding, I guess, how special the place. I knew and I loved every second I had in Ohio State, but I don't think I understood till I got out of school and started to get older. Like, wow, there's nowhere on the planet like this. Like, this is such a rare place. And I think every year you come on the cruise, you realize that where this isn't normal, but for us it is normal. So it's pretty cool because every time you have a buddy or you explain it to him, or I had a friend, Spencer Havner, I've talked about before, came on the cruise years ago, and he was just blown away, freaked out almost at the support that Ohio State has. He went to UCLA, so he's like, man, I wish we never had anything like this. There's not even anything close to what this is, and I don't think any school in the country could have this. So yeah, it's a special thing at Ohio State, and I think every year you get older, you realize more and more how special it is.
So you got a chance, Matt Patricia, they locked him up. You got a chance to watch this defense with Matt Patricia this year and set some historical things as you're blowing the smoke into the wind, but then it blows back on me, so don't worry about it. Smoking a cigar, enjoying this. We're looking off the back, a nice, beautiful sunset here. But Matt Patricia, first year here, I think that they've got kind of the contract in place, and he's going to be here for an extended period of time. Looking forward, when you watch that defense and you see it, you played in the NFL for a long time, played with
played for some legendary guys like Don Capers and what they were able to do defensively. When you see all that and knowing you have an NFL guy and just what they're able to do defensively, like how important is that and how great was that to watch this year?
It was awesome. I mean, for Patricia to come in, though, it went really well, and the defense played awesome all year. But can you imagine the pressure on him, I guess, if the defense started out slow early in the year, whatever, with how good the defense has been, that'd be a tough seat to be in. So I think how he was able to hit the ground running and get the guys, like, they're big, like, they recruit big, fast, smart players, and Patricia does the best possible way. Like, he finds the best way to he has them thrive and does what they do best and disguises well and just plays fast. I mean, I don't think there's any secret to playing great defense. Like, if you're disciplined, you play fast, you're violent, and you will have success. I think they do that, and they're very smart, and they're multiple. They can do things. They can trick quarterbacks and make offenses think they're doing certain things. And as Dom Capers, you said, show them the right, give them the left. Like, that's what they're doing all day long, I feel like. And I think they're only going to get better and better with the longer Patricia. And Patricia also seems like he's having a great time. Like, you see him with his family and walking to the stadium and on the field. I feel like when I watch him, I see him smiling and just having so much fun. It seems like he is loving, like, the relationships he's making in college.
Compare yourself to Arvell Reese.
There's no comparison there. The guy is gigantic. He's a freak in every physical way. And
pretty long.
Yes. That guy, until you see those guys in person, until you don't understand how big they truly are and how fast how sudden they are. I mean, there's a reason why he and Sonny are going to be picked in the top end of the first round, because the guys they're awesome. But they're also, like, a lot of times, sometimes guys are the biggest physical freaks. They might not be able to put it together on the field and have great football instincts or smarts, and those guys absolutely have it all. They're the total package. I mean, that's why I think NFL teams are going to be falling all over themselves, especially once we see what they do at the Combine. Those guys will absolutely light the Combine up, and those interviews that you do with coaches every single night, I think they're going to impress everybody.
A lot of people have said that they hadn't seen a linebacker combination that good since Marcus Freeman and James Laurinaitis. Your thoughts?
Might be right. Two great coaches in the moment right now. But, yeah, James is a big dude. And seeing how those guys make him
he's
look
pretty
small.
Skinny now.
He's skinny. He's in great shape. But, like, James not a small guy. And watching him coach those guys, it's funny to see. But you can tell they're coached by James. Like, James has that edge to him, and so do those guys. So I can't wait to watch the next batch of guys come through there, because it doesn't matter. It's like whoever, next man up, and those guys are going to be the next stars.
What do you think of Julian Sands' haircut?
I like it. I think Julian, what a nice guy that dude is, and he looks like he's 12 years old. It's awesome to see how good he is. I got to watch him play in person multiple times, and he is special. He has some special arm talent, and his moxie and how he handles the huddle, how everything never seems too big for him. But you're right. He seems like too good of a guy. It's almost too good to be true. He's so nice. He looks like a young, little, handsome guy that just does the right thing at all times. So that's actually exactly what I want in my quarterback. So it's great.
So we've got a couple of offensive linemen here, three of them, Luke Montgomery, Austin Sareveld, and Carson Hinsman. My man Carson Slimsman with that sweet, Slim Shady, blonde frosted tips. I know that you were a big guy. You used to put a lot of peroxide in your hair when you were in high school, especially when you went on your cruise your senior year at the end. Kind of your impressions of those little three beasts.
Three beasts, you're right. That absolutely play with an edge and play with a little, we at our time in Ohio State, we played with a lot of offensive linemen that had some edge to them, and that they're playing through the whistle, and they're trying to finish guys every single play through the ground. I think those three dudes do it. And also getting to hang out with them a little bit here has been cool. They're normal. They're like what you want in all offensive linemen. Very smart, but because they're so big, I think people sometimes might not think that. But if you speak to those guys, like, offensive linemen are all over. You got to be, if you're a good offensive lineman, you're a big, nasty dude that is super smart, and I think those three have it.
Well, you mentioned they finish guys. You finish guys. You've always been the best at that age. We appreciate it. Go Bucks. Beat cancer. We'll catch up with you soon.
That was brought to you by Your Highness. That final. Thank you, Bobby.
Sounds just like every Bobby and AJ interview that I've ever heard.
It really does. You could take Bobby out of Columbus. You can't take the Columbus out of Bobby. Someone in the chat, Patrick there, Bodie, said that you guys should do a Notre Dame cruise.
That'd be awesome.
It probably wouldn't finish.
Don't have enough support.
No support. That's what it is. Let's tell people it's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. For all your roofing, gutter, or siding needs, call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
According to Bodie from early in the show, it's either Thursday or Friday. We're not sure which one. We'll play like it's Friday. We'll see what happens.
My show sheet said Friday, February 13th.
Yes, this is an old show. This is on tape delay. Bobby's really not on the cruise. That was something he recorded just earlier today. Austin, what's got you juiced?
It's Friday, man.
Yes.
What's better than that?
Nothing.
Little bit of a late start for my normal Friday festivities, though, Tito, because I will be back in here at 6 p.m. to hang out with Beam. So haven't got to see him enjoy the Buckeye show all week long because I've been blessed to hang out with you guys in the morning. But I would like to see what it's like when I drive down in the commute and the sun is up again.
Yes.
So I'm fired up to see that. Like yesterday, last all week, spring is here. It's a weekend. I know that it was raining and lightning and thunder last night, but it just feels like birds are chirping and everything's wonderful around here. I'm just juiced for life, Bodie.
It's damn poetic is what you just did right there. That was very poetic by you.
Yeah.
The way you laid out. I feel like it's spring now because of the way you described it.
Well, it's all about mentality.
Yes.
Until it's 30 degrees next Tuesday.
Right. Until we get more snow.
Bodie!
Yes, of course.
Come on, man.
No snow in the forecast, though. So we got that going for us.
I'm going to have shorts on.
Let's hear from the third of the Hawk Carpenter.
The Island Boys.
Schlegel trio, Mr. Anthony Schlegel.
Toughness in basketball. You can teach toughness in basketball. How do you do it? Rebounding. Box out. Let's go.
Rebounding. Box out. Let's go.
That's it.
Schleg seems like the type of guy you throw in. It's like he's got 5 fouls. Go ahead and go use them.
Yes.
What's got me just today, guys? Got a few things for you. Woke up this morning. Woke up last night to the sound of thunder, just like Bob Seger. A couple times, actually. I was like, oh, my gosh, it's coming down out there.
Wonder?
Yeah, how far off?
Yes.
Woke up this morning, though. Did what any healthy human being does. Checked my phone immediately to, A, shut off my alarm. B, saw the Celtics absolutely drilled Golden State last night. They were up by like 40 at one point, and Golden State kind of got it close. No Steph, no Jimmy Butler, obviously.
Did
He's out
Porzingis
for the
play?
year. He did, yeah.
did play,
I think
okay.
12 points or whatever.
Yeah.
But reading a little bit of the recap this morning, and sounded like Boston, part of their run, I think it was maybe second, third quarter there, they kind of kept attacking them. And you're like, yeah, you can kind of do that. That's especially without some of his other guys out there like Steph and whatnot. But good win for them to get the West Coast swing started. Also, what had me juice, watched the first 2 periods at home and then watched/listened to the third period and overtime at the gym. Not going to lie, 1 o'clock start time is a little tough. And when it's in the middle of the day, you got some stuff to do there. But nevertheless, saw the game-tying goal and then heard the game-tying goal as I was lifting there from,
What a humble brag.
How much were you lifting?
Like 50 pounds, dude.
Okay.
Not very much.
Not so humble.
But
Those just his bicep curls.
Helen would be proud of her great-great-granddaughter, Megan, right here.
Okay.
Outward pass for Keller, a defenseman. Nice move. Cuts to the net. Score! Megan Keller, the overtime hero. United States wins gold at Milan.
Who do you play for, Thitoff?
Exactly, I know.
Hopefully the men can keep it rolling this afternoon in the semifinals against
Latvia.
No,
Isn't
it starts with an S. Slovakia, I think it is. Yeah, one of the Us. It ends with an A.
Are they different?
Yeah, who knows? So
I found out Czechia and Czechoslovakia are different. I didn't know they were different.
Well,
say it again.
Czechia and Czechoslovakia are different.
We're all learning.
Who knew? Today in
the
history.
Winter Olympics are for.
Version, yeah.
Right.
This is a country. Yep.
Right.
So that all has me juiced today. Tito, Friday, best day of the work week. Alarm went off this morning. I was like, oh my God.
One more to go.
One more. Last day.
You made
Got
the
one
Helen
more.
Keller comment. That's not real, is it?
Well, is she real? Some people would question the validity of that, but I do not believe so. That was supposed to be a joke.
Look, and it's funny, but if it was true, I was going to make a seeing eye goal, like that goal, but I'm not going to do that, though, because she might not really be.
Hey, it's real if you believe it.
It's real if you believe it. That's true, yes. What's got me juiced? It's been a great week, Austin. Enjoy working with you. You're back on Monday and Tuesday next week?
I am.
Hear?
As long as Bobby is out there just floating the 7 seas.
Right, doing his thing with, and he and AJ are doing what they do.
Well, Jay-Z's there, too, so you're stuck with me.
Do you feel like you in charge? No, that's a Bane thing. Do you feel like you were the first choice?
Oh no, never.
You don't think you were the first choice? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. I don't know if you were the first choice or not. But I don't know if Jay-Z is here. Is Jay-Z? They probably would give you double due. They probably give you the Buckeye show tonight and give Jay-Z this job maybe for today.
Not this game.
Maybe.
Not tonight.
Well, so the pieces get moved around the chessboard, as you guys know, and Patrick Murphy typically does Fridays because I like to do other things in the evening on Fridays, and I like to start it as soon as possible. So Murph typically does that with Beamer on Fridays. He decided to fly out to Portland for the Timbers Crew MLS opener.
Why wouldn't you? They're playing.
Is that this weekend?
Must be.
The opener is here.
If you pull out a week early,
just a whole week out there.
That's a whole different story for
the level of commitment.
Yes, it is.
And he's like, hey, can you? So the double dip was supposed to be last night for me, Thursday. And he said, can you swap me Thursday for Friday? And I said, sure, whatever. That's how I wound up. Allie had Euchre, took liberty to Goat. That movie's very strange.
Okay.
Don't necessarily recommend it.
Did it alter your daughter?
This was the first time that this has ever happened. Normally, because she loves going to the movies, especially when it's just the two of us and mom's not there.
Right.
And so we left out, and I'm like, what'd you think? And she went, it was good.
It's going to be a no for me,
It's like, I don't know if we're going to be watching GOAT again in the future. Anyway, then I said, sure, well, I'll do both Thursday and Friday if that helps, whatever. I'm a team guy. I'll show up and I'll talk into this microphone whenever anyone needs me to. And then I don't know what happened with the rotation around, and it's like just wound up being on a Friday with Beamer instead because I don't know.
Our scheduling's always a little.
I can't weigh in on that.
Yeah.
I did pull up the schedule just to see who was with Beamer this week. So we had Tim May a couple days, Pat Murphy for a day. I won't lie to you guys though. I scrolled down and I saw Juice kind of like straight across the line there for somebody, and then I saw Buckeye Show right underneath of it, and Austin and I's names are right next to each other on the stat schedule with Wells and Ward.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I had a slight panic of, am I supposed to do the Buckeye Show tonight?
Right.
Now, somebody would have been getting a phone call saying, I don't know who's doing the Buckeye Show. It ain't gonna be me.
It's not me.
I don't want to dive into your personal life, your marital life, but I really hope if you have another kid, boy or girl, it's justice. So you can have liberty and justice for us.
Yeah, it's not going to be in the cards for us. But Bodie will appreciate this. The boy name that was in reserve was Dominic.
Nice.
Oh,
So
that's perfect.
love that.
Yes.
Because it's about familia.
Yes, of course it is. Of course it is. Thanks to all the juicers being here all week, folks. I'm on Fan Sports Saturday tomorrow with Dylan Tyre.
Ooh.
Can't wait for that. I don't know if he's in person. I think I've met him. Anyway, that'll be tomorrow. We're back.